Okay, let's start this video off with a really nice trick down this double set. Big varial flip, I'll take it. That's right, we are playing Skitter XL today, if you didn't guess already by the title, the thumbnail, and the gameplay. The reason that I wanted to play Skitter XL today is because, one, I haven't played it in a while. Yeah, we don't really do a lot of Skitter XL content on the channel anymore, and I've been coming across a lot of really nice clips on my like For You page on TikTok and things like that. That was so sketchy. And they've just been really steezy clips that just make me want to boot up Skitter XL. If you don't recognize the map, this is Trinity by Why Not J, but I'm sure you would recognize it. This is a pretty popular map, and it's also on console as well. It got added to the official mod browser, it got put on console, so yeah, very, very cool, very well deserved. A little bit of recognition for Why Not J, who's been one of the best map makers for this game for a very long time now. And it's always great to see a map maker get the recognition they deserve and get the map officially added to the game. And to be honest, I'm not even really sure how the modding scene is anymore because I haven't really been following. I know that a lot of the kind of bigger names in the scene have moved on to working on their own projects, their own skateboarding games, which I think is really cool. I mean, look at Fake Skate, the game that is being developed by pretty much an entire group of ex-Skitter XL modders and mappers. Like, a lot of them kind of refined their skills of game development through modding Skitter XL, and then now they've went on to working on what is probably the most ambitious skate sim coming in the next, I don't know, the next year or so. Like, it's very, very cool. But I know there's still a bunch of legends in the community that are keeping this game alive, and they're either still making maps or they're making mods for the game, still trying to improve Skitter XL as best as they can. And it's really cool that people just will not let this game die. It's always the one thing that I've always loved about the Skitter XL community. They refuse to let Skitter XL die out. They'll just keep this thing alive for as long as possible. I feel like I can't play Skitter XL and I can't do a Skitter XL video without just delving into the fact that, you know, this game is kind of on its way out in a lot of ways. Or at least it feels like the golden era of Skitter XL has kind of been over for a long time. The game still feels great though, I will say that. When you have this thing modded exactly how you want it and you have your settings dialed in, which I've had for a long time now, like, you can just get some really nice tricks just like that. I feel like Skitter XL is just so smooth when it comes to like double grinds and like Manny grind combos and like, yeah, just throwing together really technical tricks. And, you know, that's coming from me, who is a session player primarily, so. And, you know, I will probably remain session first. Obviously, session's in a much better position than Skitter XL in terms of it still being actively worked on, whereas we really don't have a clue if Skitter XL is still being worked on. Session, at least we know they have 2 more updates coming out for us this year, according to the roadmap, if they stick to that roadmap. But we definitely can't guarantee if the roadmap's going to be stuck to or not. But when was the last time anyone heard anything from Easy Day about this game? Like the best that we've got for Skitter XL in terms of official development was, for a while there, they were adding modded maps to console on the official mod browser. And they were doing that, I think, like every month they were releasing a map, and they kept it up for, I think, like maybe 4 or 5 months. But I don't think that they've added any more maps to console for like at least the last like 2-3 months. But I'm pretty sure they have stopped that little support that they were giving the game as well. So that didn't last too long, and they had a pretty good thing going for a while there. Like, people were really happy about the modded maps being added to console. I mean, it kept console players happy. But then they broke the mod browser somehow and ended up adding all of, like, that was really cool. They ended up somehow making all of the PC mods from Mod.io available on console. People thought this was an intentional move by Easy Day, and that they added hundreds of maps and hundreds of pieces of gear, all branded stuff as well, to console, and everyone was like, oh my god, I can't believe they've actually done this. But no, it was a glitch. Of course, none of the modded maps actually worked on console because they are designed to work on console. Most of the gear didn't work because you need XLGM for it to work. I think there was some gear that worked on console that just reskinned vanilla stuff, so people ended up getting like branded stuff on console because they aren't actually allowed legally. And the amount of people that have downloaded these PC maps on console thinking they've finally been ported over, and EasyDay are finally doing something with the game, just to realize that none of them work. Like, that must have been the biggest disappointment ever for some people. So it's funny that the most recent kind of update we've had from EasyDay is that they've managed to break the mod browser and get a lot of console players' hopes up for nothing. I think they fixed it now, but I'm not 100% sure. You guys can let me know, any of you guys on console, if the mod browser's still broken. I think when Skate releases at the end of summer, a big chunk of the console players for Skater XL are probably going to move over to Skate. One of the kind of main things that keeps console players playing Skater XL is the multiplayer, because it's kind of currently the only multiplayer free skateboarding game that we have right now on console. But really the main selling point for Skater XL on console is the fact that it has multiplayer, because Session does not have that. I always recommend Session over Skater XL if you're on console, because Session is just a much more full game. It has so much more content just packed into that game. Also, the ability to customize your settings and your stats and everything is a really big deal. The only reason I'd recommend Skater XL to anybody on console is purely for the multiplayer side of things. If you want to play it with your friends, then this is kind of the only option you have. So I'd say that the few people that are playing this on console are probably going to move over to Skate when it releases, because that's a free-to-play multiplayer skateboarding game. You know, there's kind of no reason to stay on Skater XL unless you really like how this game plays, you know, which for a lot of people they do. For a lot of people, the dual stick controls are like the deal breaker. Like, people want dual stick controls, so they will stay for that kind of more simulation, realistic control scheme. But I still think you're gonna have a better time on Skate, to be honest, because that just has so much more to offer than Skater XL on console. In terms of PC though, I think that PC is still gonna have a pretty dedicated audience. I know there's a lot of people that are diehard Skater XL and they're never gonna stop playing this game, so I don't think that Skate is gonna impact the Skater XL PC player base much. There's definitely gonna be some people that are gonna go over and they're not gonna play Skater XL again, but I'd say that the majority of the core community is still gonna stick with this for a little while longer, probably until Fake Skate, the game, releases, since that's kind of the next skate sim that people are hyped for. I will say though, one thing about Skater XL is that people can make their maps look so nice with Unity. Like, the lighting and everything, just so good in this game. Oh! I love how we landed that. We ducked under the pole. Alright, I think I'm going to call it today. I always get caught up just landing steezy tricks in Skater XL. It's always something that just sucks me back in whenever I play it. Let me know what you think about like the lifespan of Skater XL. Do you think there's much more life left? Obviously with console, like I said, I think Skate is going to take a lot of players away from Skater XL on console, but on PC, I think that core community is still going to be strong for at least the next couple of years, or at least until we see a better skate sim come along. But maybe you still play Skater XL, maybe you play Session more like me, who knows? Let me know. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.